Alrighty, it is time for our 2020 roundup of house cleaner biggest pet peeves. Now we do this every year. We pull all of the house cleaners that are inside our private Facebook groups and inside our training programs, and we ask them, what are your biggest pet peeves when you go to a customer's house? And there are things that they could change, but they don't. Okay, so today I'm going to share that with you. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, I'm going to ask something of you. If you are a homeowner and you hire a house cleaner to come to your house, I want you to leave your biggest pet peeves in the comments below, because I'm going to make a show and I'm going to share with the house cleaners as homeowners what bugs you too. All right, let's do this. All right, so these are in no particular order, except I will save the number one for the very last. All right, in no particular order, one of the things that really bothers house cleaners during 2020 is garbage cans that have no liners. Now, it's kind of icky when you go to empty a garbage can and there's stuff that's stuck to the bottom. And it could be stuff like chewing gum, or maybe it's personal monthly items that are stuck to the bottom of a garbage can. And then you say, well, why are there no liners in the garbage can? Okay, so one of the solutions is we have a little tiny basket that works with your shopping bags from the grocery store or Walmart. And so you can recycle those bags as garbage bin liners if buying garbage bag liners is not your thing. So it's an easy way to make sure that there are liners so they can just scoop those out and take the garbage with them instead of trying to spend lots of time and energy scraping the bottom of your garbage cans so that stuff doesn't mold and rot at the bottom. Okay, that was a weird pet peeve. All right, another pet peeve is also in the bathroom when homeowners do not have a shower head on a hose. All right, I'm going to give you a secret here. Every single shower or bathtub should have a shower head on a hose if it has a shower outlet. Here's the reason why. You can take the handle off and you can also run it all over your whole body, which gives you a way better shower, way better coverage than if it were just like a little spigot coming from the top, right? But your house cleaner can also take that handle off and they can run it all around the tub, all around the shower, around the floor, around the walls. It wets the entire walls so that they can scrub properly and they can give you a better clean inside your shower. So they're not cheap. They're anywhere from $30 to $250, but the average price is between about $30 and $65. But every single shower should have one. And if you're going to take a shower every day for the rest of your life, it will really improve the quality of your showers. So you will benefit from it, and so will your house cleaner. Okay, pet peeve number 3. Inside the bathroom, again, inside the bathroom, there's a pet peeve where house cleaners cannot find your toilet brush. Now, this is kind of a no-brainer, but if you don't have a toilet brush at all, what is your house cleaner supposed to use? Because we've instructed our house cleaners, do not bring toilet brushes from other people's homes. Do not bring a toilet brush from home to home to home, because we don't want you using the same toilet brush in everyone's toilet, okay? For cross-contamination reasons, for sanitization purposes, every toilet should have its own toilet brush. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret here. You can find very inexpensive but effective toilet brushes at the Dollar Tree. So for $1 a piece, you can bring home a toilet brush and put one at every single toilet in your home. If you have 5 toilets in your home and only 1 toilet brush, what you're doing is forcing your house cleaner to take that wet toilet brush that's been in one of your toilets and carry it from room to room, dribbling toilet water all along your carpets. So don't do that, okay? Just keep 1 toilet brush at every toilet. It's a super simple solution. All right, pet peeve number 4. This is also in the bathroom. And I don't know why these are all coming from the bathroom, but one is clogged toilets and drains. Now, clogged toilets and drains, a lot of times when the hair goes down the drain, it clogs and it gets really gunky down there. And then the showers back up and they drain really slowly. And so what happens is all the body scum and the soap scum and all the stuff that you washed off of you, whether it's hair dye or it's, who knows what it is. But then when it goes down, it doesn't drain properly. So it gets stuck in the bottom of your shower or the bottom of your bathtub and it leaves an icky grime. And then after a while, after it kind of slowly drains, Now you have all that soap scum and the buildup and the hair dye and all the stuff that's now stuck to the bottom of your tubs and your showers, and it makes cleaning it super difficult. And so your job as the homeowner is to make sure that all of your drains are clear before the house cleaner comes. It's like clearing the driveway if you were going to have a landscaper come, because they can't get their truck into your property if it's blocked, right? You have to open the passageway so that they can come in. It's the same thing with opening the passageways to your plumbing so the house cleaners can flush the water through and do their job properly. All right, so another pet peeve that house cleaners have is not squeegeeing the walls after you take your shower. This is the walls and the shower glass doors. Now, the good news is this: when you're inside the shower, I'm assuming that you're using hot water. So there's steam, there's hot water, there's wetness everywhere. It's super easy to just squeegee the walls when you're done, instead of waiting for all of that filament to dry on the glass. Because once it dries on the glass, then there starts to be a buildup. And so the buildup is where it gets really difficult to try to clean. But if your walls are clean, and the house cleaner will clean it for you, so the next shower you take after the house cleaner leaves, that's when you start squeegeeing, and you squeegee after every shower, every person after every shower. And your glass walls will always look nice and they'll be super easy to clean. Then when your house cleaner comes, she's not spending an hour inside your shower trying to get it clean. It's just a couple of minutes to clean and maintain everything, and it saves you money in the end. All right, another pet peeve that house cleaners have is homeowners not having a good vacuum cleaner. Now, during the COVID pandemic, we have encouraged customers to provide a vacuum for their house cleaners so that we are not carting vacuums in and out of every single house. Now, as a house cleaner, you have to stop and sanitize the outside of the unit, and you have to empty the vacuum and all that stuff. But as house cleaners, we also have a 360 view of the vacuum that we have to do. It's an inspection where we inspect the cords and the prongs and the canister and all that stuff for cracks, nicks, dings, cracks, all that kind of stuff. So if your house cleaner uses your vacuum, they will do that 360 inspection on your vacuum. They will empty your vacuum, and then instead of them taking a vacuum from house to house, where the bottom of that floor plate is run over other people's carpets and then come and run over your carpets, all that stuff will be stayed inside your home, which then prevents cross-contamination. But what we're asking is please have a good vacuum that actually has good suction power and will pick up. Because if you have a really old vacuum or a vacuum that's clogged or broken, it's not going to help anybody out, including you. So that is a pet peeve of house cleaners. All right, another pet peeve that house cleaners have is unclear expectations. The house cleaner has a checklist, and they have predetermined with the homeowner what is expected for the job. Then they arrive at the job, and the customer comes in and says, hey, instead of doing this room today, would you mind doing this? Or they change things around. Or they say, hey, instead of me paying you this today, could I pay you something else and have you do a couple of other projects? And they're adding extra projects and extra time onto what they're hoping will be done right then. There's a process for that. And so when you're always changing things around, it makes it really confusing and it makes it hard to plan around. So house cleaners are like, please don't change unless you call the office and you make an appointment, and then we can give you a fair pricing for the extra add-ons that you have, or we can readjust our schedule so that we don't have another house immediately following, and then we're racing through your house trying to do our best work, which is going to end up sloppy or dissatisfied to you because we are in a hurry to try to get the extra projects done that you requested from us, right? House cleaners aim to please. And so if you're throwing stuff at them at the last minute, oftentimes they try to jump through those hoops. But it really ticks them off because it puts them in a bind for the next customer as well. And they want to provide that same great customer service to the next customer. All right, the next pet peeve is children following the house cleaners around and chit-chatting or getting in their way or asking if they can help or messing with their supplies or those kinds of things. Now, many house cleaners will not tell you this because they're trying to be polite, but there are actually liability issues of your kids getting into our cleaning supplies. And so as adults and as house cleaners, our job is to clean your house. That's what we're being paid to do. We're not being paid to babysit. And so when your kids come and they get involved in our personal space while we're cleaning, it gets very difficult because the attention that should be spent on cleaning then gets diverted to the kids, because the kids are the number one priority, and that we don't want them harmed. We don't want them getting into cleaning solutions that they're not supposed to be involved in. We don't know what they're going to, do. And so we have to kind of keep our eye on them to make sure that they don't get in trouble or they don't get hurt or whatever. Okay, so we're not being paid to babysit. And so it's super frustrating when kids are in the way and they're not being managed. Now, the tag along with that is there are a lot of house cleaners that will say parents will leave and leave their kids unattended while they're there cleaning because there's another adult in the home. Okay, but unless you've cleared it with a house cleaner and the house cleaner is prepared to stop cleaning and then babysit, which is not what they're being paid to do, but unless that particular arrangement has been made, if you are a homeowner, please do not leave your kids unattended or in the same space as a house cleaner. Please remove them to another part of the house so the house cleaner can do their job. All right, another pet peeve, chasing money. House cleaners hate it when they have to chase money. There was one house cleaner that said, there's a woman who's left me a checklist every single week for 10 years. And yet she forgets every single week for 10 years to leave me a check. Ah! Yes, I can see how that would be a pet peeve. So when your house cleaner comes and they ask you to put you on an automatic payment, that doesn't mean it's automatically going to be sucked out of your account. That means the two of you agree on a price. The house cleaner is going to do the job, you're going to approve of the job, and then the money goes into the account, okay? Usually from a credit card or a debit card. And so there are lots of programs, lots of apps on the market now, but do your house cleaner a favor by don't making them chase money. They are not bill collectors. That is not what they do for a living. If they have to stop time from what they're supposed to be doing to go chase down money, it's likely that you're going to have some kind of friction with the house cleaner. Certainly there will be bad will, and that's not the person that you want in the privacy of your home, right? Not somebody who has bad feelings or ill feelings about you because of the money issues. All right, and the number one pet peeve, and it came up again and again and again and again, is homeowners talking to the house cleaner while they're trying to clean. Now, I know that during the pandemic, lots of homeowners are still at home. Lots of kids are still at home. But here's the problem. They said, I want to give you my 100% undivided attention. And it makes me feel really stupid when I have my arm halfway down your toilet and there you are standing over my shoulder. I'm hot and sweaty, I'm scrubbing out your toilet and you're trying to chit-chat with me. I can't get my work done and I can't work at the same speed I normally do because you're standing right there in the bathroom doorway in the way. And so I don't want to nudge you out of the way. And so I kind of try to go a little bit slower, hoping that you're going to move, right? Well, the reality is you don't belong in the same space. If you've hired them to do a job, go in another part of the house and let them do what they were being paid to do, okay? But it was the number one pet peeve of house cleaners. Now, I'm going to leave links in the show notes to last year's pet peeves, and you can watch the one from last year as well and see if any are the same or if they're different or whatever. But if you are hiring a house cleaner and you want to get on their good side, erase these top 10 pet peeves from your home. And then when you have a house cleaner that comes, they're going to be super excited to work with you. They're going to say, yay, I got the best customers in the world. All right, so I hope this helps a little bit. If it does, please pass this on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.